30 seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's Anish, and I'm here joined with Drew. And today the Texans had their first day of training camp, and Nick Caserio also spoke to the media today. So let me quickly go over that. Nick Caserio first addressed the Randall Cobb trade to Green Bay. He said there's still a few moving parts to finalize, but it's happening though. And yes, this was kind of rumored like 2 days ago, I believe. And it was one of those things that Aaron Rodgers really wanted, and the Packers are kind of really wanted to please him, of course. So Texans have all the leverage here. It's going to be interesting to see what we get in return, considering we have their leverage. But Cobb, he does have a pretty hefty contract and is coming off a toe injury.
Yeah, the contract is really the main problem here. The Packers actually don't have enough cap space to straight up just trade for Randall Cobb. So there's a couple of things you could do there. You could restructure the contract here in Houston. Packers could throw some salary back at us, or you could also include a player. And of course, I think a personal opinion would be to kind of move money around. Packers throw some money at us, and that should net us at least a third or fourth round pick because they have to pay us a little bit more money for the contract, and we can clear space up there. But I think the trade should happen shortly. Just a couple pieces moving out, like Caserio said.
Yeah, and also with trading Randall Cobb, there is a $2 million dead cap hit each year for 2 years, but we do clear $8 million in cap. So that is really good for us. And so Nick Caserio was also asked, obviously, about Deshaun Watson. But in these press conferences, you can't really expect to get too much substance out of Nick Caserio or any general manager of that matter. But he says on Deshaun Watson, ultimately, we're going to do what's best for the Houston Texans. And that's what he's been like from the moment he's gotten here. Like, he's always give these very not vague answers that still kind of answer the question, but obviously not what you're looking for. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's more of really it is what Caserio feels, and he does want to do what's best for the Texans. He's kind of just trying to show us a little bit of what his vision is. And so he doesn't want Deshaun Watson to be a distraction. He's going to do what he thinks is best for the team. He's just kind of going to build the team day by day, like he's mentioned multiple times. And that's exactly what we want a GM, a guy who has a clear vision for the team, a guy who knows what he's doing. Worked for the Patriots for many years during their Super Bowl runs, 6 Super Bowl championships while he was there. He's a very smart guy. He knows what he's doing. I feel like you just have to trust him. And once this Deshaun Watson era is over, or possibly not over, you will see Caserio's whole plan be laid out.
But Nick Caserio on Deshaun Watson's unresolved situation, he says, I wouldn't say it hasn't been a distraction. And we kind of saw it in the clips shown in training camp here that Lonnie Johnson, he like fist bumped Deshaun Watson. And it seems like there wasn't much issue. Deshaun Watson was freely talking with all the other players, and there wasn't any disconnect or anything. So it seems like Nick Caserio was right. It hasn't been any distraction so far.
Yeah, I mean, the players just want Deshaun to be here. They really, really wish that he was fully committed to the team at this point, but I don't see him being fully committed to the team, and I don't think the team is fully committed to him at this point. We'll talk more about that later. But I mean, the players have known Deshaun for quite some time now. Lonnie's good friends with him, and I feel like if everybody can just coexist together, this team could be really special. But right now, it just doesn't seem that way.
And David Culley spoke with the media today about Deshaun Watson not participating in 11 versus 11 is because he missed OTAs and he needs to get acclimated. And on top of missing OTAs, we canceled minicamp. So Deshaun Watson hasn't taken part in a Texans coordinated practice. So this makes sense. And David Culley said Watson has strictly been a pro, no distraction at all, which corroborates what Caserio has said. And he won't say whether I expect Watson to be on the team week 1. He says right now we're in training camp. And a reporter asked him if Deshaun Watson could eventually be the starter at some point, but he didn't answer. So he's just being discreet about his responses. And just like Nick Caserio, these answers are pretty vague. You're not going to get much. And AJ Moore and Brandon Cooks also spoke to the media. They were mostly asked about Deshaun Watson. AJ Moore said Deshaun Watson hasn't been a distraction at all. And Brandon Cooks is also asked about Randall Cobb. He says he's been a great mentor to him, and he wishes him best of luck in Green Bay. And he's also had some high praise for Nico Collins. He says he doesn't seem like a rookie at all. And yeah, it's really nice to see that our rookies are starting to get some praise, and kind of shows that the picks Nick Casario has made, and even trading up for Nico Collins, is looking like to be the right move. And so going on to other stuff that happened into camp, Deshaun Watson was taking most of the snaps as the second team or the scout team, and had Tyrod Taylor taking most of the snaps as first team.
And there's a couple of ways we can go about this. Are the Texans, trying to prevent an injury for a possible trade for Deshaun Watson? Did Deshaun Watson say, I don't really want to participate in this? Or are the Texans saying, hey, you got all this drama going on. You said you wanted to be traded, but we're just going to put you in the doghouse here for a little bit. I feel like it's the right thing to do. You don't want to get him injured. He also needs to realize that this is going to be a competitive team. We don't need players here that are just going to mope around. And so it's good for, guys like Tyrod Taylor to get reps. Davis Mills is going to get a lot of reps. With Deshaun Watson, taking less reps than usual you would see from a guy like him. So it's interesting to see, and I feel like it's well deserved. Deshaun Watson at this point doesn't need to be getting all the reps.
Yeah, and also Deshaun Watson is kind of like Nick Casario like humbling him, in which Deshaun Watson was playing scout team safety and wore a completely different jersey number 23. And so that was pretty like kind of interesting to see from Nick Casario. I didn't think that he would make him do that, but that's something that they did. And Deshaun Watson, he didn't take part in full team drills, but he did take part in individual drills. So yeah, like we said, he's still getting involved. I think Pep Hamilton was coaching him up on the sideline and things like that. So it seems like hasn't been a distraction at all.
Right, and that's perfect. The team just needs to keep working. It's the first day of training camp. Deshaun does need to get to know some of the coaches, regardless of if he's going to be moved or not, because we don't know exactly when that's going to happen. So just the fact that he's even having a conversation with Pep Hamilton is a little bit of hope for us. And I'm glad that Nick Casario is putting Deshaun in his place because, like I said earlier, it's not like he needs to be getting all the reps, and he also has been kind of a distraction. So they're going to try to make him less of a distraction, put him out of the spotlight.
And also one thing to know in these practice clips, we also saw rookie tight end Brevin Jordan seeing a lot of getting a lot of those tight end one snaps, and that's really nice to see. And we've always been saying it from the get go that he could be our tight end number one. Obviously, you have Jordan Akins on the team, Pharaoh Brown, but Brevin Jordan, he has that talent to be tight end number one. So I think that's also something exciting to look for come week one.
Yeah, Brevin Jordan is so, so special. I'm as my number two tight end entering the draft. He falls all the way to the fifth round to the Texans. And unlike the other receivers and tight ends that we have, Brevin Jordan can bring a lot more. He can play receiver, he can play tight end. He runs really well with the ball. He can block. He has great route running, a really good catch radius, and very physical with the ball in his hands, and he can really shrug off the defenders too. So I feel like the more development he gets, and I'm really happy that he's getting first team reps because that's just going to help him so much more exponentially. I feel like he is going to be that number one guy for us.
Yeah, and he looked really fast out there. He was catching passes from Tyrod Taylor and Davis Mills, so it's nice to see that they're starting to build that connection. Also, one thing to note that Titus was playing left guard for the Texans, and the main reason that could have happened was because there's only three other guards available in Max Sharping, McCray, and Froholt. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I actually do envision Titus Howard moving to a guard position this year. We signed a lot of offensive linemen overall. I feel like Titus Howard is just kind of the guy who's the guaranteed starter no matter what. I feel like the Texans are going to try to find the best five people on the offensive line, and they already know that Titus Howard can play left guard, right tackle. So they're comfortable with him at whatever position. And I'll tell you right now, at right guard or left guard, he'd be one of the best run blocking guards in the entire NFL. He is so physical. and just malicious, especially when he pulls in the power run game. It's very, very impressive. I believe he played 2 games at right guard his rookie year. He had a great game against the Chargers. Um, and I feel like you could see a guy like Lane Taylor, Marcus Cannon playing the tackle position. You got Sharping who could play the other guard position. Charlie Heck, Roderick Johnson. Lots of options for the Texans. And I wouldn't mind Ty Howard playing guard at all.
Yeah, and James Campen, the O-line coach, really raved about Titus Howard's versatility. And for now, Marcus Cannon and Lane Taylor were kind of put on the unable to physically perform list. I think they were both recovering from injuries, and Cannon, he's coming back 1 year removed, so it's going to take some time to come back to speed. But it's really nice to see Titus be as versatile as he is, a really nice asset to have. And I know a lot of Texas fans don't like that V word, but it's nice to have that versatility. And so yeah, that kind of wraps up most of the observations from training camp. I think obviously the biggest thing was Deshaun Watson actually being there. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.